Now these millennials, they all live at home with their parents till they're 30 years old. Not me, okay? I got married when I was 23, and I moved in with my wife, who lived with her parents. Totally different situation. I lived with my in-laws till I was in my mid-20s. I had to leave. They kept asking when we're gonna have kids. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm not ready to be a dad. You can't be a dad when you still look like a kid who got kidnapped 10 years ago and showed back up at the front porch. Like, Dad, it's me. It's true. Why'd you guys stop looking? I was out there. I was nearby. Not ready to be a parent. You wouldn't trust me as a figure of authority. You guys wouldn't trust me if I was your manager. How's a kid gonna take me seriously? Hey, you go to your room right now. I have had it up to here with your attitude today, young man. You do not want to see me get to my bangs. Get to it. Dad's sort of bangs. Plus, Dad's gotta be manly, right? They gotta fix stuff around the house and all that. I'm not there. I'm trying. I'm putting in the work. Had to go to the Home Depot recently. No big deal. Small project. Just had to replace a little bit of the siding on the outside of the house. You know, because I had melted it trying to grill for the first time in my life. I just pushed an on-fire grill into my house because I have no survival skills. Like, I don't even know what to wear to Home Depot. I think the fact that that's on my mind is the real core of the problem, really. I don't know what to do. I'm just wandering around. I'm just trying to blend in once I get there. I'm just tapping stuff that I know and pointing like, that's a hammer. That's wood. That's all I got. The workers, they see right through my little dance. They're just like, hey, Mike, look at this guy. What do you think? Should we help him out? Nah, let's watch him play with the doorknobs for a few more hours. He's having fun. The guy who came to help me was actually very nice. He goes, hey, man, you need some help on your project? So I say to him what I say to every retail employee as a knee-jerk reaction. Nope. Leave me alone. But I needed the help. So then I just left. I just went home. No siding, no information. Because I know realistically, I don't even have the 101 level I need to even have a conversation with that guy. I'd be like, yeah, I need help with siding. Okay, great, no problem. What are you looking for? Wood, vinyl, 4x4, 5x5, traditional Dutch lapping? Mine's yellow, and I have to leave now because I'm nervous, and I don't know those words. I gotta go do some research. I had no idea the Dutch did siding. I got a lot to learn. Yeah, big families, man, they'll make you not want to have kids for a little bit, you know? I spent half my life babysitting. I need a couple years off before I start doing it for myself. It's crazy. I don't know how you parents do it, man. Especially my mom's 7 kids. Even now, I'll see a mother of 2 in like a grocery store somewhere. She's got 1 kid crying, 1 running around. She has that, I'm about to freak out in public look on her face. But then I picture my mom. She had 1 kid crying, 1 running around, 1 pulling stuff off of shelves, 2 force-feeding each other crayons, 1 hanging off her breast, and she's 5 months pregnant. Like, that's harder. That's harder to do. I just try to think why. Like, why would you have so many kids? The only theory I came up with was maybe that was their way of increasing the chances of one of us to become successful, right? So they can retire easy. They're sitting there with a kid on the way, like, all right, come on, doctor, give me a lawyer or something. Oh no, that is a comedian. We're so screwed. Double or nothing. You're not supposed to have favorite kids. With 7, it's much harder to hide it. Because with 2, it's easy. It's 50-50. I love you both equally. But with 7, the math gets dicey. I didn't know who my parents' favorite was growing up, but I know who wasn't. Because when you use one of your kids' names as an insult to one of your other children... Hey, you're acting like a real Patrick right now. Okay. This Patrick? This the guy? All right. I know I'm not at the bottom of the list. We got some progress. I know my parents' favorite now, though. My youngest brother's actually 10 years old. And we found out when he was very young that he has autism. He's a very high-functioning kid. He's just a little quirky. You know, he doesn't pick up on social cues very well. Like, good example, one of my other brother's high school graduations. We're sitting in this crowd of this big arena, people going across the stage, getting their diplomas, big life accomplishment. About halfway through, my brother just starts booing kids. Just relentlessly, this little voice in the back, boo! Laura Crawford, boo! That's his way of saying, wrap this up. Paw Patrol's on. I got a busy day. We gotta get out of here. So we try and do what we can to help raise awareness for autism. A lot of people don't know what it is. We try and get the word out. We did a walk for autism a couple years ago. It's an interesting event. They have hundreds of people there. Bands, bounce houses, DJs, free giveaways. All for a disorder that mainly revolves around sensory issues. So what that means, when there's too much happening in their face, he can't handle it. It freaks him out. So what better way to raise awareness for autism than to have hundreds of people and bands and bounce houses and people shooting t-shirts at your chest? Like, are you aware yet? I am getting there. Jeez Louise. Who planned this thing? Hi, my name's Peggy. I plan terrible events. I'm glad you could make it. I hope you can come next week and we'll be raising awareness for alcoholism. That'll be at the bar. You gotta do your research. Yeah, no kids for me yet, man. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be a leader of a cult. That's what families are. If you break it down, the little cults that you get to start if you want to, right? You put everybody in the same house. You get to make up all the rules, call meetings. There's a leader with some omnipotent name like Mother. Plus, I think there's things every family does. You don't realize that they're weird or not normal until you try to do them outside the compound for the first time. Here's how my mom used to call all of my siblings together. Woo! That's it. She didn't know how to whistle. So she would just scream that rhythm at the top of her lungs. It was effective, but I thought everybody did that. I tried to call my buddy over at school for the first time. Full cafeteria. Hey, Mike! Mike, I saved you a seat! Woo! What was that, Drew? That's a quick way to sit alone all year. That's what that is. Nobody wants to sit with a kid doing war cries in the corner. It's not how you make friends. Yeah, no kids yet. We just have a dog. Most people just like to pretend they're kids these days. They just come up to you and go like, oh, is that your little fur baby? Is she your practice child? It's like, no, that's my dog. Stop shaking so much. What are you doing with your shoulders? It's freaking me out. People give me unsolicited advice all the time. I was at the grocery store trying to buy a bag of regular dog food. I put my hand on the bag, and this woman just comes up to me and goes, oh, that's what you're gonna feed your dog, really? Do you even know what the first ingredient is? It's like dried up rabbit poops, I think. I don't know. It's dog food. Who are you? Why are you talking to me? Oh, that's terrible. That's awful. You should really be feeding your dog what they'd be eating in the wild. Like, really? Because I have a 4.5-pound Pomeranian. I'm pretty sure my dog is what other dogs are eating in the wild. My dog is not a hunter. She is prey. She is constantly in danger. I know that because whenever I let her out in the backyard, I can't just go back inside. I have to stand there and keep watch for birds. To make sure they don't come and swoop her up and take her away. That's not a joke. I spend time every day just scanning the skies with a baseball bat in my hand. Like, that's gonna do anything. I had to watch both seasons of Planet Earth just to know what I'm looking for. The Pomeranians in their natural environment. The backyard. Birds circling overhead. The first one is a pigeon. Posing no threat to the dogs, they continue to look for a place to tinkle. But another bird approaches. The red-tailed hawk, her natural predator. The Pomeranians begin their defense mechanism of barking and not moving. They're gonna die if a bird shows up. They don't stand a chance. I love David Attenborough's voice, by the way. That guy's the best. The Planet Earth guy. Oh, I can't listen to anybody else do nature documentaries. I tried. I turned on some random one. It was like the Amazon rainforest. I was like, get this off my TV. I only listen to the best. I need the sound of a guy who sounds like he just got punched in the stomach. Oh, my goodness. The North American vibe. It's like so much effort. I watched all those documentaries during the lockdown and stuff. It messed me up. That's not the voice I have in my head whenever I people watch. You guys should try it. A man walking through the frozen food section of the grocery store. He's noticed that his bum has become very itchy. He looks over his left shoulder and then his right. The coast seems to be clear. Anything can happen out there. I like wildlife and stuff, just not as much as some people. Like, I got a bunch of friends that go hiking all the time. I can't do it. I can't match that energy. Hey, you want to get up at 5 a.m. and walk for 8 hours? Bring an apple. Grab an avocado. It's a super fruit. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's super. I got a super couch and a super TV right here. I'm going to have a super day. Why don't you go take a hike?